Well, hello there, everybody. My name's Craig Cann. I'm the Chief Communications Officer at the LPGA. You can find me on Twitter at Craig Cann. That's 2 Ks. And we are here today for the LPGA's first ever Google Hangout. One of the most exciting things we're doing this year, among many exciting things that we're doing to bring you, the fans, closer to the LPGA and its stars. So speaking of stars, I'm joined today by two-time LPGA Tour winner Jessica Korda, who is right there. And for the fans who are watching from home, good job, Jess. We ask you to send in questions on Twitter or Google Plus using the hashtag LPGA Hangout. So I'm going to take a minute and let them open with a couple of comments, and let's start with Jessica. How you doing, Jess?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here. This is something new and very exciting.
Well, and I'm sure we'll get better and better at it now that this is our first one, and we can get this out of the way, ask a lot of great questions, and have a lot of fun today. Also on the line is Danielle Frazier. Danielle, how you doing? Tell us about yourself.
I'm Danielle Frazier. I actually grew up playing golf with Jessica Korda, and I'm now a senior at Stanford University. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of this.
Glad to have you. Thank you so much, and I know you have a lot of questions. By the way, the LPGA Global Tour with athletes from 29 different countries playing on tour. We are fortunate to have Jessica with us today. Two-time winner now on the LPGA and a big win earlier this year already. By the way, Jess, I want to start with some questions to you, but first things first, that hat, that's a nice little visor you've got going, and a new business partner as well, correct? Am I right?
Yeah, I'm very excited. This is very new to me. Franklin Templeton Investments, I'm so happy to be a part of their family and just see how this relationship goes and see what I can do to help them kind of expand their amazing company.
Well, that's a big thing for you. Obviously, the business grows as you continue to succeed on the golf course, and that's the fun part off the golf course. You get really busy and you have a lot of obligations, this being one of them, so thank you for the time. Busy start to the year so far. You're a winner, Bahamas, Australia, Asia. Tell us about your year thus far and how much that second win has meant to you.
It's actually been pretty busy. I was 6 weeks basically on the road. Starting with Bahamas, and I went to Australia early to play a European Tour event. Then we obviously had the event as the Australian Open, which was nice to be back in Melbourne. A lot of good memories over there, and Thailand and Singapore, and now we're over in Arizona. So I can't complain. I've been having a really good time, and being able to win in Bahamas is incredible. But I'm kind of ready to win on home soil.
Takes a while to wipe off that pure soaked shaving cream off your shoulders after the victory bath, right?
I smelled so good. I can't even tell you how good I smelled. I smelled like a beautiful raspberry.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad you were able to pick that fruit. Danielle Frazier, it's great to have you on the Hangout with us. Stanford Golf Program, Palo Alto, right? So why don't you fire away a couple of questions to Jessica?
All right, well, Jessica, it's great to hang out with you. So my teammates and I love playing collegiate golf, and we are eager to take our careers to the next step by entering the professional golf circuit. So if you could just give young golfers one piece of advice on how to make the transition to professional golf, what would it be?
I think everybody transitions at their own rate and has their own secret recipe to it. For me, it was a little bit harder because I've never been a professional golfer. Some girls that come out here are much older and have had kind of the experience through either the Symetra Tour, or, mini tours, or coming from Korea, I had to play on the Korean LPGA. So a lot of the girls kind of coming over have had some professional tournaments underneath their belts, but I was only 17, so mine was a little bit harder. That first year definitely I learned a lot, balancing the schedule, what not to play. How to play practice rounds and kind of finding who you are all over again. So, it was really fun, but also difficult at the same time.
Well, I think you're doing a great job and obviously being successful. So now that you're 21 years old, how have you been able to balance, golf and being a normal 21-year-old?
Careful, Jess.
I would say that I grew up a lot faster than most 21-year-olds have. I own a house now. I'm more mature than most 21-year-olds would be. But I found a great group of friends out here that I love hanging out with, and just the LPGA is such a great organization that it's tough not to feel comfortable.
I'm going to jump in and ask a follow-up question to that because I know we'll get a bunch of questions here in just a second. And one would be, you just mentioned the friends that you have out on tour. Why don't you rattle off some of those that you're closest with, maybe that you play practice rounds with, or those that you go out to dinner with?
Well, I mean, I think everybody either that follows me on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook knows that JWDesertRidgeResort is my best friend out here. Love her. I mean, she's my little peanut. I hang out with Michelle Wee a lot. She's great. Brittany Lang, Brittany Lincecum, Vicky Hurst, Paula Creamer, Christy Kerr, Morgan Pressel. They're all really good friends of mine, and obviously we got close through the whole experience at Solheim as well. But there's a lot of great girls out here, and it's fun to be out here. That's for sure.
Yeah, you definitely have a lot of fun. Danielle, I'm going to get back to you in just a second, but as we continue to do these Google Plus Hangouts, for everybody that's watching right now, just know that we're going to bring in some media members and some bloggers and those that cover the LPGA Tour from close up or from afar as well. And in fact, one of those bloggers that we're talking about today that will no doubt continue to cover us throughout the year is Neil Schuster from www.notlayingup.com, and he actually had a couple of questions. So I want to fire a couple of those at you right now. One of them is an interesting one, and it has to do with the U.S. Women's Open this year. You know that the USGA had a decision made a few years back to have both the men's and women's Open back-to-back. What's your take on that at Pinehurst?
I think, it'll be definitely interesting to see what it all looks like, because I think there's going to be, advantages and disadvantages to everything. But, it'll be interesting to see what the golf course looks like for us, because, the men are going to have it, nice and just like it usually plays for them. And I'm very excited to see what it's going to look like. It's a new adventure, and, definitely going to have to go out there earlier to play it. Not like usual where you can come out kind of 4 days earlier and start playing the golf course. You have to come out maybe a month or two in advance just to see it before.
And the players from the LPGA will have the chance to practice the weekend of the men's Open to get ready for the women's Open week. That's an interesting tidbit. And we'll actually get more on that. Coming weeks. Well, there you go. See, I'm providing you with information. You'll
Perfect.
Get more at the player meeting tonight. One follow-up from Neil, and that is, would you like to see the powers that be set up tournaments at famous PGA Tour stops more often? In other words, would you like to take your game to some more venues that the PGA Tour might play? And if so, give me one.
Growing up, I've always wanted to play the Masters, and I was really disappointed to find out that the women were not a part of the Masters. So I think that would be one of my dreams, to be able to play out there. So if we could maybe join up over there, see how it goes. But I think, we'll see kind of how this year goes. It'll also be a good test to see for 2016 Olympics, because we're also going to be playing back-to-back weeks there as well.
Never say never. And with your length on the golf course, Augusta National might suit you just fine. I've got a question on the line from Doug Best, who asks, which one of the majors do you think fits your game the best, and why, out of the 5 that the LPGA does?
That's a good question. I always say that, U.S. Open is one of the best majors for me. One of the reasons is that it was my first taste of LPGA Tour, being around professional golfers and, kind of peeking into what that life is like. And ever since I was 15 years old, that's been my motivation. So definitely that. I love Kraft Nabisco, playing out in the desert. The fans out there are incredible. And, I mean, who doesn't want to jump into Poppy's Pond, really?
I would actually like to do that. Neil Schuster has joined the group chat. Neil, hang on for a second. I'll let you ask a question, and I'm going to get back to Danielle. One more question online that's coming to us. Second question, Eric Anderson. What's your favorite club, Jessica, in your bag, and what are your 3 most important clubs when you tee it up?
My favorite club that I have in my bag is the club that gets the ball into the hole. So, really any club that would be. But no, I love my putter. It's, it is, at the end of the day, it's the ball. It's the club that gets the ball into the hole. So I love that. I love my driver. It's tough to choose. It's tough to choose, but putter and driver are definitely the first 2.
Sounds like Neil's joining us right now. Neil, you're on. So welcome to this hangout.
Hey, Craig. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We're a small shop over here at No Laying Up, but appreciate the opportunity. Danielle and Jessica, sorry for the delay.
No problem. Welcome.
Yeah. Craig, you've been an old favorite of ours since your Golf Channel days. always referred to as K squared, the No Laying Up crew.
Yeah, Jessica's got her own nicknames for me, so
like you don't have any for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, not yet, but we do. 27th in the Rolex rankings right now. A fine young player, so keep it up. Definitely have some questions for you. We're all about kind of alternative, refreshing takes on golf over here at No Laying Up. As my co-founder and one of my co-founders and brother Todd says, all scalding hot takes. So hopefully, we don't take ourselves too seriously, but we definitely take the coverage of golf seriously. I guess one of my first questions for you.
And I asked a couple already off your sheet that you sent in, Neil.
Okay,
so
yeah.
You might want to move to your third question.
Yeah, no problem. So third question. I know the pace of play has been a big storyline since last week with kind of Kevin Na and some of the guys that have complained about slow play. Do you see that as an issue on the LPGA right now?
I think it's an issue on every single tour, whether it's junior golf, amateur golf, professional golf. Either you're getting a ruling or you're actually, taking too much time. But I would definitely like to see pace of play picking up. I'm one of the faster players, and sometimes the rounds are fast, sometimes the rounds are slow. But that's a tough question because everybody wants to see the pace of play get faster, but the question is how. And when somebody figures that out, it'll be really good.
Yeah. So any suggestions? Do you have any ideas on ways you'd speed up play, whether it's on the tee boxes or around the greens?
I think players are. It all depends, honestly. Like if the day is very windy or if it's raining, obviously pace of play is going to be slower because it's tough to make decisions. If the wind is gusting, again, tough to make decisions. But if you have a beautiful day, it's easy to make decisions. So because golf is an outdoor sport, it's just tough to find a way to make it faster. Whether it's penalizing with money, whether it's penalizing with shots. We'll see because I know USGA is trying to doing the whole campaign while we're young. And we're trying to make it faster out here, and I'm sure that PGA Tour is also trying to make it faster. My sister plays AJGAs, and they do the red card, green card, checkpoints. So I think every tour is kind of trying to find something that works.
Hey Neil, hold on for a second. I want to go back to Danielle and let her ask a question. And you mentioned your sister, so I want to ask you something about that in just a second, Jess. By the way, the LPGA improved 7 minutes last year overall on pace of play, so I just want to throw that out there. We are doing our part. Go ahead, Danielle.
We're struggling with pace of play in college golf, too, so I guess it's just an issue everywhere. But I want to ask a question about your sister. Are you excited that Nelly will be playing in the Kraft Nabisco?
I'm so excited. I'm already planning when I'm going over there and when can we play practice rounds. And she's seen the golf course so many times, so I'm sure that won't be an issue for her at all. But the fact that, again, she's going to be playing next to me and she's going to have Dad on the bag, and I'm just really excited. It's going to be fun walking down the fairway with her.
By the way, Patricia Hannigan has chimed in to ask, who's more competitive on the course, you or your sister?
Well, it depends, actually, because it depends on who's winning. I think the one that's losing is more competitive than the one that's winning at the time. Whether it's, we're both very competitive. We play matches when we're putting, we play matches when we're chipping, we play games on the golf course. It's nonstop competing.
I'm actually, speaking of pace of play, going to jump this ahead a little bit because we do have a player meeting in just a little bit that Jessica needs to get to, and then we have a big Pro-Am party this evening with a very special celebration and announcement for the LPGA. So here's what we're going to do is some rapid fire questions here, quick 1 or 2 word answers, and we're going to go in order. We're going to go Jessica, Danielle, and then Neil. So I'm going to start with you, Jess. Favorite meal or snack after a round of golf?
Dinner.
Dinner. That's very descriptive. Solid job out of you. Danielle, your answer.
I would say Mediterranean food, like hummus and pita.
Hummus and pita. All right, go ahead, Neil.
Excellent. I love hummus, number one, but I'd say chicken salad at the 19th Grill. A chicken salad sandwich, grilled to perfection.
Can I go last? They had way more time to think about their questions.
No, but you can if you're creative and you use your media coaching skills, you'll be able to add that answer into the second question. Okay, Neil, that sounds like you're too healthy to be out here on this tour with me. Okay, here we go. Second question: if you could play golf with anyone in the world from any time period, who would it be? Jess, you first.
Bobby Jones.
Bobby Jones. Did you want to add anything to the other question that you so poorly slipped up on?
Well, every time I'm done, I want to eat dinner. So whether it's pasta, pizza, or anything, salad, I don't care as long as it's good and it's dinner.
All right, Danielle, you can play with anybody in the world. You know, the proper answer here is Jessica Korda.
Oh, I've already played with her. Oh. Adam Scott, just always been a fan. It's Australian in him.
And he's very good looking, let's be honest.
If you're watching, just kidding.
There you go. The call out and the shout out is there. Neil, I'm guessing you're not going to say Adam Scott. Who is it?
I'd say, other than Jessica, Champions Tour legend Jim Thorpe and Arnold Palmer would be two of my foursome.
Well, Arnie's got his event this week, so there are a lot of folks that would like to get a couple of minutes of time with the king.
Absolutely.
Let's go in reverse order on this one. Pickup truck or sports car? Neil, you first.
I would say sports car, probably an Audi.
All right, an Audi. Way to get descriptive. Sounds like you're ready for a sponsorship deal. Danielle, to you, pickup truck or sports car?
Sports car.
Sports car? I have no doubt where Jessica Korda is going on this one. Pickup truck or sports car?
Being from Florida, I kind of like the pickup truck.
You just absolutely floored me right there. I thought you were going top-down sports car, and you were going to get descriptive with me.
I don't need a fast car in the States.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good. Just keep up the pace of play on the golf course. Superstition, your number one superstition. Jessica, you first.
I have so many of them. I wear my mom's earrings that she used to have. I have basically the same marker with me. And Kari Webb gave me a pitch repair tool, and I have that with me at all times when I'm playing golf.
That is awesome. How about you, Neil?
I'd have to say I knock on wood a good bit. But from a golf standpoint, not too many right now.
You know, when I get on an airplane, I do the same tap on the side of the plane before I get on board every single time. I know I cannot be alone on that. Danielle, what about you? Top superstition?
Probably just the classic finding a penny heads up. You know, always got to pick those up.
Yep, I agree with that. Favorite golf movie? Danielle, you first.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. All right. Jessica?
I have to agree. Just tap it in. Just tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
Yeah, there's no variance for me, Craig. I mean, you can't beat Happy Gilmore.
All right, this is my favorite question, and this will be the last one I use on this. And by the way, we got another question coming in from Connie Black, so I'll get to that here in a second. If I had the chance to meet Justin Bieber, I would blank. All right, you first, Danielle.
Oh, I would ask him to sing a duet with me or to serenade me, either or.
You wouldn't ship him off to Canada, huh? All right. What about you, Jess?
I don't know how I feel about Justin Bieber right now.
Yeah.
In what way?
In what he's been doing. I do, you know, watch the news, so I do know what's going on. But I would probably have him sing Baby again, because, you know, those were the good old days when Justin was innocent, I guess.
What about you, Neil?
You know, I might plead the fifth on this one, Craig. I don't want to incriminate myself. I might walk away. I think that's what I'd do.
There you go.
Smart answer.
Okay. Connie Black, Jess, this for you. Can you give us some insight on playing under pressure and also how you stay focused on the golf course? Especially, let's just use the Solheim Cup. You know, there's a lot of pressure there, and it's fairly intense with the fans and everything else.
It is. You know, Solheim Cup was definitely one of the most nervous moments of my life. You know, playoff, six-person playoff, having to make a putt on the last hole, it really didn't matter. You walk through that tunnel onto the first tee and you hear them chanting USA, USA, and you just want to hit the nearest bathroom. It is very nerve-wracking, but at the same time, it's so much fun. You know, once you hit that first tee shot, after you get past the first hole, you kind of start to breathe a little bit more. And after that, you kind of just start playing your own game. But it was very nerve-wracking. But you know what? I'm so pumped for 2015.
Well, there's a lot of good things happening for Jessica Korda. I'm going to kind of wrap it up with one kind of final question to all of you. And thank you very much for taking part, and to all those folks that are watching, thank you. I will make no bones about the fact that we at the LPGA are trying to grow our social media numbers, be it on Facebook, be it on Twitter, be it on Google+, be it on anything that we've got, Instagram, Pinterest, you name it. So we want people to feel engaged with the LPGA. Jessica, I'm going to let you go last on this. I'm going to start with you, Danielle, and ask you, what about social media do you think is the best thing, and what fans can gain by following everybody on Twitter or Facebook?
Well, I definitely think by even, following Jessica Korda right here, we're getting like inside access into her life and, a day in the life of Jessica Korda and what she's doing. So I definitely think, that's the best part about social media is getting, the backstage access. What
about you, Neil?
I'd say that one thing that's overlooked in golf a good bit, especially golf coverage, is the characters and the personalities that play the game. And I think social media just adds an entire layer, of interesting stories, storylines. And the more that we can get Jessica and other players to interact, whether it's through relaying up, whether it's directly through the LPGA, I think it's nothing but good. And I appreciate the way that you guys have grown internationally as well, and I think social media plays a big role in that too.
That's very cool, and thanks for taking part. And Jessica, I'll go to you last, and I'll say this in front of everybody. I am thrilled to have you take part on the LPGA Player Communications Committee. First big dinner tomorrow night, 8 players. You're going to find out about a lot of things that the LPGA is doing to kind of grow our numbers, and you get to take part. So social media for you, do you enjoy it?
I enjoy it. It's, I agree with both of you guys, because it gives a good insight into our lives, but it also shows their personalities off that you don't get to see on a golf course, because on the golf course we're very serious and we're trying to win a golf tournament, so you're not going to see us kind of goofing off. You see more of the behind the scenes stuff that we do, and that's really cool too. And being able to interact with your fans and also having asking them a bunch of questions, it's also good for your sponsors, it's also good for tournaments, and obviously growing your own brand. So I'm definitely a huge fan of social media. I have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'm on it basically every day. It is a little addicting, I must say that, but after you get that first kind of step out of the way, you're fine.
Well, you're doing a great job, Jess. We appreciate it, and our followers are growing. So we're so thankful for you to stop by and spend some time. We talk about it a lot at the LPGA. The more you show everybody else or let them into your world, the bigger your brand becomes. The less you show, the more anonymous you'll always remain. I think that applies to everybody, whether they're at the LPGA or writing a blog as you do, Neil, or playing college golf as you do, Danielle. I want to thank you guys for participating. This will not be the last of the Google Plus Hangouts. Jessica, word-of-mouth marketing, okay? You go tell all those players on the LPGA that this was fun. Neil, Danielle, thank you. Spread the word as well, and we'll see you guys hopefully at a Google Plus Hangout down the road.
Absolutely. Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, Craig.
All right, thank you all. And to all those watching, from the LPGA, I'm Craig Can. That's at Craig Can. Follow us at LPGA, and thanks to our friends at Digital Royalty for their help in putting this together today. Have a great day, everybody. Take care. And Jess, I'll see you at the player meeting in just a minute.
Sounds good. See ya.
Bye.